This will be the 184 voice, mock number 4, 10-minute dictation. The following is your word list. Mr. Martin, Scott, Alvera, Mrs. Shine, Montan, Frederico Martin.
I will be defense attorney Mr. G.
I'll be the witness.
Plaintiff attorney, Mr. Pack.
I am the court.
And we begin with a question by myself, Mr. G. Ready? Where was the car? Was it parked on Alvera or was it on Scott?
Here on Alvera.
All right. Was it between where you were on Montan Street?
In front of the apartments here, where you see A on the diagram.
Okay.
You want to have her draw a little square?
Fill it in, maybe.
Here is red water pump here,
Just draw.
and the car is here.
She has made a small dot, like a period, apparently, where the water pump is.
Is that a red fire hydrant?
It's a red line, and only one car fits in there.
All right. So for the record, the large dot that you've drawn next to the A, is that the car?
Yes.
All right. When you heard the boom, you were back on the sidewalk?
Yes, because when the truck came, I got back up, and I just heard the blow.
What direction were you looking when you heard the blow?
When I was waiting, when the truck went by, I guess I looked again toward Glendale, and then when I saw the blow, I turned around to see the car, and the door which had been taken at the time of the blow.
So at the time that you heard the boom, were you looking towards Glendale?
Yes.
And then did you have to turn all the way around to look in the opposite direction to see where the blows had come from?
Yes, I turned to see it this way, and it had been taken.
Indicating that she turned around and looked in the other direction.
Yeah,
What did you see when you turned around towards the boom?
The door, I thought something had happened to the man.
Did you see?
And when...
I am working out a pronoun here.
So when I turned, I saw the door, that the car had moved. That's why I thought something had happened to the man.
Did you see the car door open when you turned around?
I don't remember.
Where was the truck when you heard the boom?
It was going by. It could not stop until right about here.
So it stopped, it went past Montan when it stopped.
Yes.
Was the truck, strike that. Was any part of the truck near the car when you turned after hearing the boom?
No, it had already gone by. It just hit it.
Now I need to inquire again.
It went quickly by. It hit the car and continued on by rapidly.
But it's correct that you didn't see it hit the car. Is that correct?
No, I didn't see it. I only heard the blow. I turned to see, and the truck had already gone by, and the door was on the ground.
The door was completely off the car?
Yes.
Did the car door come off the hinges?
It was completely thrown down to the ground.
And then you ran to tell the neighbors. Is that correct?
Yes.
Where did you go?
The neighbors who were the closest there. I ran in and advised them.
Do they live in the building where you marked the A in the diagram?
No, they live...
I'm trying to find out exactly where in relationship. I thought at first it was between the apartments and where she had indicated her house. But now she's indicating it is between her house and Montan Street. Shall I ask the question and...
Yeah, go ahead and ask the question.
I passed my house, and it was the other side of my house. I'd already closed the door, and I didn't have the key.
When you turned around after you heard the boom, could you see whether anyone was inside the car?
No, I wasn't able to see anything. I thought something had happened to the man.
When you went to get help, did you pass by the car that had the door knocked off?
No, the door was to the left, and I was to the right.
Okay, but did you walk by the car itself?
Yes, on the sidewalk. The car is here, and I walked here, running to advise.
Indicating that she was going southbound on Alvera?
Yes.
Okay. When you walked by the car, was anybody inside the car?
I didn't notice.
Before you heard the boom, did you see anybody get into the car that had the door knocked off?
I just saw that the man was coming down the stairs, and I said, probably he's going to his car.
And that was Mrs. Martin?
Yes.
And then you went to the neighbor's house and asked them to call the ambulance. Is that correct?
And paramedics, yes.
All right. Did you go inside the house to tell them to make that call?
No, I just knocked on the door and said, please just call the fire department that something had occurred.
Do you know who you talked with?
Santo, but I don't remember the last name. Santo. They no longer live here. They live in Arizona now.
When you went there, was Santo inside when you knocked?
Yes.
All right. Did he indicate to you that he had seen the accident?
No, he just called the paramedics, and I told him that something had happened with a truck, and he followed, or someone followed the truck.
Okay. Did you see where the truck stopped?
Yes, they went to stop. I don't remember exactly the name of the street, but it's past Montan. There is another street just like this one, and it doesn't take lights, and there is Sunset, which has a light.
Did you see the driver of the truck that night?
No,
After you told Santo to call the paramedics, where did you go?
I went to watch where I was going. I just advised them, and I did not see the man again.
You did not see which man?
I just went back. I saw the car, the door had been taken off of it, and then I left.
So you walked back from Santo's house, you walked back towards where you had been waiting to cross the street when you saw the truck. Is that right?
Yes, but as I was going here, I saw the car was next to the sidewalk.
Well, that has a different meaning. I would not say next to. What I would say up against, not next to.
It had been...
It could mean next to, stuck to. It has a number of different meanings. You want to go into it any deeper?
No. When you were walking back from the house of Santo to the laundromat, did you see anyone in the car with the missing door?
Yes,
Who did you see?
Mr. Frederico Martin.
Was he in the car at that point?
He was seated there.
Did you speak with him at that point?
I just asked him if he was all right, and then I went to the laundromat.
Did he say anything in response to your question?
He said he was stunned. He didn't know where he had been injured. I just told him that I had advised the paramedics that they were coming.
All right. Did you say anything else to him that night?
No, nothing. The next day was when I asked how he was getting along, and he said he was fine. That's all.
After you spoke with the plaintiff that night, did you go straight to the laundromat?
Yes, I went to wash.
Did you speak with anyone else about the accident that night?
No,
And did you speak with Mr. Martin about how the accident occurred when you spoke with him the next day?
no,
Have you ever spoken to him since the day when he said he was fine, the day after the accident?
no, just twice I just greeted him, but we didn't talk.
Did you speak with him about the accident today?
Now, no,
Not at any point today?
no,
Aside from just greeting Mr. Martin on the street, did you ever speak with him between the date of the accident and today?
This Sunday I called to see if he could give me a ride here, but not about the accident.
Counsel, you have any questions?
Yeah, I'm going to have a few questions.
Why don't you go ahead?
I want to do this in Spanish, and you can translate it into English. I want to make sure she understands me well. You know that I'm the attorney representing Mr. Martin,
Yes,
and wait completely until the interpreter finishes before speaking. After the accident, you saw Mr. Martin inside the car, is that not true?
Wait, we don't have an answer for the reporter.
yes,
You said that he had appeared to be stunned.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm trying to keep it all straight. Yeah, for the record, I'm asking the witness to wait until the translation is completely done before she answers.
We're going to do something. Pay attention to the interpreter and don't look at my face. Wait until she finishes the question. Is that all right?
yes,
We're going to do this again. After the impact, when you turned and after this scene happened, you saw that Mr. Martin was inside the vehicle. Is that not true?
I'm going to object as vague and ambiguous.
Okay, how did he appear to you?
stunned.
You know if he had his seat belt on?
No, I don't know.
Where did you see him, from the driver's side door or the passenger's side door?
He was on the driver's side,
Where did you see him?
seated.
Okay. About the side of the door, the passenger door,
No, the driver's side.
and at that time you asked him how he was, if he was injured?
Yes, when I was going back, I asked if he was all right, and he said a little.
Did you see when the ambulance or paramedics arrived?
I wasn't able to see that because I went to wash.
Besides you and Mr. Martin and the other driver, do you know if someone, another person, saw the accident occur?
No.
I have some pictures I'm going to show you. I'm going to ask you some questions about them.